2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, they've taken a turn for the worse in their recent games, and even though it's still early in the season, they can't be happy with the direction they're headed. All right, guys, topic of the day. There was a stat that came out that was really interesting. Until last season, every NBA Finals in the last 15 years included either Duncan, Kobe, or Wade. Kenny, do you think Wade's impact on the NBA has gone?
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday afternoon edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at the last game for the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. It's stolen by Dang. Here's Wade. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Wade's got his first bucket of the night. On defense, the Heat. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have. Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game. And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last. A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
You know, guys, if he does his work early, he knows when he gets in a good position, his size gives him a big edge on the glass.
Wash kicks to Whiteside. Miami no good on that time either.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And Luol Deng gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. It's stolen by Dragic. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here, and stolen by Jordan. Crawford drives in.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Paul's got his first points in this one. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and 3-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
That's good.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Pierce wide open. He fires. And the Clippers miss again. Miami trailer. Right wing. Dragic with a wide open look. Money from the wing. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And it's Paul penetrating. And again, no good by the Clippers.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's Bosch. And that misses. That would have put him up.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Miami with the foul. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Timeout for the Clippers. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Now here's Rivers. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. The Heat have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Bosch, the screen. Tries it from the top of the key, and he can't bank that one in.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And it's blocked. And McRoberts kicks to Wade. Dragic the pass to Bosch. Lets it go. And Jordan sends it back. But they recover it. McRoberts dishes to Bosch. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. And some changes here for the Heat. Stoudemire comes in for Chris Bosch. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Dwayne Wade. And then for the Clippers, Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Johnson in for Paul Pierce. Now here's Dragic. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Here's Dragic, following the score by Josh Smith. Here's Johnson, pass to McRoberts. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Let's take a peek now here at the league leaders in rebounding. DeAndre Jordan third. And, of course, Hassan Whiteside.
Guys, we're lucky to get to watch 2 of the league's most outstanding rebounders on the same court here today.
Green, he's checked in for Winslow. Johnson kicks to Jordan. And taken away by Johnson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And Green slams it in.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
It's stolen by Dragic. Stoudemire outside. It's stolen by Smith. And now the Clippers on the break. Crawford leading the charge. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And it's Green with the jam.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bring her down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But guys, the pass for me, even better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrapping, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And the Clippers call time here. And Doc Rivers passed the 700 win mark as a coach last season He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Now here's Crawford. 20 points for him last game against Portland. And that one's good.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
From deep, Green. The Clippers grab the miss. And this is their first time matched up with this.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Again, the miss by the Heat. Paul with the three. And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career. You kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
We've got Chris Bosh hang out there with Winslow. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Johnson in at the one spot. So that's who Miami starts the second with.
And Dwayne Wade, as we know, one of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple decades. One of the best ever.
Blake Griffin pulls it in.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Winslow.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Smith left side. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Tang's got 5 now.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
That's a 2 from Paul. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Wade kicks to Dang. High post shot. Can't get it to go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Paul passes to Smith. Can't get it to go. Johnson with some nice D. The kick out to Bosh. Takes the 3. The Clippers grab the miss.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Miami leading by 4. That's a 2 from Dang. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Wade up top. In the game against Sacramento, very impressive.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Like as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to him.
And the dunk by Winslow.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be, but dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And some changes here for the Heat. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Bosch, and it's Green in for Winslow. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Johnson's checked in. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Crawford with the steal. Ahead. Johnson kicks to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Here's Griffin. Almost, but it rolls out.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Whiteside with it. And Griffin picks him up defensively. The drive by Green.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Clippers trail by 5. Crawford passes to Griffin. Back to Crawford. Lots of room. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. And for Gerald Green, and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Paul goes in, and they take the lead. Paul's got 6 here in this quarter. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Los Angeles calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And Miami making a change here. Stoudemire's checked in. The feed to Dragic. Takes a 3. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High-energy point guard, a lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And, Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the 3. Or just taking it to the rack himself.
And the wide open shot from Green. It's rebounded by Paul. Paul's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's Crawford with the 3. Nice D from Dang.
You know, they did a good job in the first quarter getting themselves to the line, but here in the second, they've gone away from it.
Yeah, everything's been perimeter oriented, and you have to be hitting shots to play that way.
Johnson, a wide open look, and again it's the Clippers missing. Miami's gone 1 or 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition opportunities start with his aggressive defense. Very active with his hands, has the instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arms to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running.
There's Green with the 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Green's got 10 points.
They brought up their three-point percentage this quarter. They're shooting it well right now. The defense may need to think about making some kind of adjustment to slow that down.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being open.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Heat lead by 3. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Coach, how have you been able to get your offense clicking in this first half?
Well, finally we were able to get some stops. We were able to get a couple easy ones in the open court and a little bit more.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Hall's been great. 12-point. A couple of nice steals, too. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
And also, how about the intangibles? All the little things that he's done. That's also really important.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3, the small forward. Dang with the bucket.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Here's Paul. From the top of the key, Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Wade with it. He's picked up by Paul. The kick out to Dang. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Clippers trail by 7. Feeds it to Pierce. Puts one up from 19. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Near the three-point line, it's Wade. No good off the back of the rim. Crawford, no one around him. No good with the triple.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
There's Dragic with the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
Rivers, he's checked in for Chris Paul. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. And that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Clippers trail by 4. Here's up top. Down low. Griffin kicks to Rivers. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. That's on Goran Dragic. Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by a position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play in.
Off his leg, and the ref saying he kicked it. Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Miami.
Tyler Johnson.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's tipped. Stolen by Wade. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
And, you know, the role for Rivers last season was that of a bench scorer. I mean, not sure if he'll ever be a starter, but he can be a part of a winning basketball team with his skill set.
Crawford outside. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Winslow. Right side with it. 6 points for him. Here's Wade. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point Heat lead.
And with the trade last season, Rivers became the first son ever to play for his father. His dad, of course, being Doc Rivers.
Outside Bosch. He dishes it to Whiteside. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. Number 1, the Heat.
You know, sometimes a team, Kevin, will have one guy who does a nice job blocking shots. Other times a guy finds ways to get other players involved in shot blocking. Well, this team does it as a group. That's why they're the league's best in block shots.
And again, no good by the Clippers.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
Well, he's fearless. I mean, there's nothing that concerns him. No matter what the matchup is, he's a guy that doesn't back down. He's beyond being intimidated. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And Miami making a change here. Nick Roberts is checked in. Clippers trail by 10. And here's Rivers. 10 points for him. Crawford dishes to Pierce. And it's D. Wade with the rebound. Wade's got 4 rebounds in this game. They get a hand on it, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Smith. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists. And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
And McRoberts kicks to Winslow. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Smith. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
The drive by Green. Nice D from Crawford.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And here's Johnson outside. Good. And now just a 1-point Miami lead.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought them back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
Miami's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off of teams, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Paul kicks to Johnson for the lead. Chris Bosh with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Here's Green. The kick out to Dang. Bosh drives in. Dang for three. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. Chris Paul picks up that one.
I tell you, Luol Deng is not exceptional in any one area, but really doesn't have any weaknesses either. I think he's been one of the most complete small forwards over the past decade in the league.
Talking about Luol Deng, his consistency year to year has been outstanding. Over 11 seasons, Greg, if you look at his averages across every category, they're remarkably similar.
And here's a guy who can score from anywhere. Great mid-range game, makes plays for his teammates, rebounds at both ends. He is versatile and bankable.
Back to Bosch. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
For Miami, they have gone 5 of 9 at the line. And that one falls for Dragic. The Heat making a switch here. He's off on the second. Here's Rivers. 10 points for him. Fires the three. And Whiteside sends it back. Well, it's been an exciting... Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Clippers trail by 5. Deng and Bosch, your small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. It's the group on the floor for Miami.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. You know, a career high for DeAndre Jordan in free throw attempts a game, almost 6 a game. And a lot of those actually came from the Hacker-Jordan tactic.
As you said, Greg, Hacker-Jordan was in full effect last year. Not a great thing to watch, obviously, but a viable strategy given his career free throw percentage.
And what's funny about the Hacker-Jordan is that it usually works in his favor. Historically, when Jordan shoots over 10 free throws a game, his team almost always wins.
Here's for 3. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Surprisingly, he hasn't really been a big part of their offense. I don't think he ever got into a rhythm.
Winslow, the pass to Wade. There's Dragic with the 3. Dragic with another miss.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Pierce dishes to Griffin. To the wing on the left. The drive by Paul. And Whiteside sends it back. And they get it back. Clock at 6. The open shot. Crawford. That one wide left. Miami leading by 9. Deng kicks to Winslow. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Wade. And he converts the layup. Wade's got 10 points here in the second half.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Whiteside, the pass to Dragic. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. And now the Clippers on the break. Pierce is running. It's deflected. Stolen by Winslow. Here's Wade. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Shot from the wing. That misses off the backboard.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Heat.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also the ball hogging, the way they've come up with the steals, the way they've harassed the ball handler all day, forcing mistakes. They've really done a nice job of taking advantage.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Banked in off the glass. Wade's got 10 points in the quarter.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Back to Griffin. To the middle. Looking to end the run. A shot by Jordan, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Dragic against Crawford. Dwayne Wade on the wing. The shot, no good. Jordan with some nice D. Stolen by Winslow. The 17-footer. Wade gets the bucket. Wade's got 24.
You know, usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks. But that's not the case here.
Well, it's about rhythm, and they put this run together on the strength of their mid-range jump shot. They might as well be layups with the way they're shooting.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Luol Deng. Outside Griffin. There's the dish to Crawford. He feeds it to Pierce. This one for three. No good. And Miami the other way now.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Dragic dishes to Bosh. And Jordan sends it back. Here's Griffin, tipped away. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. The Heat leading by 23. Wade outside. That three off the mark. Los Angeles has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Pierce kicks to Crawford. Dishes it to Paul. Tries to snap the cold streak. Chris Bosh with the rebound. Bosh has got rebound number 8 now on the night.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Back to Wade. Heat moving the ball around. Miami no good on that time either. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or two, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Heat.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it, and because of that, they were able to pull away.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Dwayne Wade. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash over.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
First three of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
And here is Los Angeles now. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Rivers can't get it to go. On the wing, Green. That doesn't go either for Green.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
He's about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
The free throw drops for Green. 12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
And so Miami takes this one.
Yes, guys.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Dwayne Wade. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
Well, Dwayne Wade was at his best tonight, fellas. He's a ferocious competitor when he gets in the zone like that. That intensity on defense, those explosive moves to the rim, Dwayne Wade had it going on tonight.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal.